most of American history, marriage between two different races was illegal. These laws were called anti-miscegenation laws. They prohibited interracial marriage. As the image shows here, images like this were very popular in the 1960s. They showed that interracial marriage was just as bad as communism and Jewish people. Most people were afraid of African American men marrying white women because they had the idea that they would be not treated right. Prejudice against African Americans were very common, and whites viewed themselves as higher. This, however, changed in the court case Loving versus Virginia. Richard and Mildred Loving were arrested one night from their own home in Virginia because they were living together. In Virginia, interracial marriage was illegal due to laws such as Virginia's Racial Integrity Act of 1924. The two faced the options of either spending 1 year in prison or leaving the state for 25 years. They decided that it was better for them to leave the state and raise their children far away from Virginia. They came back 5 years later to visit their family, and they again got arrested. Mildred could not take this anymore. She decided to write Attorney General Robert Kennedy for advice. He advised her to receive help from Cohen and Herschel, two lawyers who took the case to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that Mildred and Richard violated Virginia's Racial Integrity Act of 1924. The Supreme Court said that Richard and Mildred Loving were guilty because they violated the Virginia's Racial Integrity Act of 1924. However, the two attorneys and the Lovings pleaded that it was against the 14th Amendment. As this document states here, the government is not allowed to discriminate against people because of their race. The court tried to rebuttal, saying that the state's rights could be prioritized over the federal law, but this argument fell through. On June 12, 1967, the court ruled anti-miscegenation laws as unjust and therefore abolished all the laws that banned interracial marriage within the U.S. Richard and Mildred Loving, along with many other individuals, began to then live happily and peacefully together without having to break any laws.